With another episode of the Pals podcast. I am your co-host, Danny Galarno.
And I am Ricky Leard. And Danny, who do we have on today?
We had Emily Durham on the podcast today. Second time.
Let's start that over again. Two-time
returning guest. Holy
there
shit.
We go.
That took me a while.
She's got it. Yeah, Emily is a recruiter. She started off as a recruiter, but she's also turned into an author, podcaster, social media creator, sensation. She's done a lot of really cool shit.
Yeah, and I think it's great. We were just chatting about this off air, talking to someone who has their own podcast. But in general, she's just such a good speaker. Yeah. She speaks at live events too, which you'll hear about during the episode. But you can just really tell, like, her communication skills, like, really draw you in. And
she's got such great energy to her too.
It's so easy to talk to her, and I think she had a bit of mix of everything.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought we were gonna stick more to just like recruiting and education, but we've talked everything.
Yeah, and I think it was a good dating, conversation.
A little bit of reality TV show, podcasting,
and it was
content.
A good bounce back, I think, between all of us, which sometimes doesn't always happen, but I think it was great, and it was a really fun episode.
Yeah, Emily, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming on again, sharing your time with us. It's always a blast to have a fellow podcaster on this and fellow content creator too. Yeah.
And we just can't wait to see what's next with you. Yeah. We can't wait for your book coming up in the new year.
Yeah, and so other exciting projects as well. And we're going to find you a man next year, 2026. We are going to find you a man. And Danny, on that note,
let's fucking go. Boop.
Why'd you nod your head sideways then? Perfect.
He was looking for me.
Emily, welcome back to the Pals podcast. It's so good to have you back.
Likewise, thanks for having me.
I think I was trying to look for it earlier, but I think you were like episode 80 or something, like 75.
It was back at the first studio. Like, I was there, so it would have been 2021.
It was I think it was because it was the first full year I had lived in the city. I actually went to go creep the episode today. It was back with your OG thumbnail.
Yeah,
style.
OG.
It was OG thumbnail, George.
OG
you would title like the episode just the person's name.
Yeah.
So camp. I love it.
It's fucking crazy. It's crazy to think it's been 4 years then.
And so much has changed.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
We're in the new studio. Well, I guess not new to you, but new to me.
Yeah,
but it's also
studio number 4.
Fourth studio since you.
Y'all have gotten around.
Yes, we have. Well, I guess since talking about podcasts, let's talk about yours then.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Tell us all about it.
So much to say. So I think, last I saw you, very much still had my show. So I was officially branded as the Straight Shooter Recruiter. I had that going probably for 5.5 years. And I had started that like literally with, those shitty little snowball mics. It was one of those in my mother's bedroom when I was still living at home during COVID. And it had grown into this like beautiful, very careers and finance focused show. And then over time, it's evolved. Obviously, like my platform very much leans into careers and communication and confidence. But the questions I was getting from people increasingly weren't just related to careers. Like I had so many people, respectfully talking about their deadbeat boyfriend who refuses to get a job. That's not specific to careers, but it's in my wheelhouse. So the show had very much evolved. I had landed my book deal with my good friends at Penguin with the book title for see you there, titles Clock In. And so naturally we kind of realigned the rebrand for the show. We're now with the Frequency Network with Rogers. So lots of really fun stuff happening, very much as a career's bread and butter, but I kind of think of it as the show your boss and your best friend kind of hope you find.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because it is funny you mentioned like careers. And I remember when we first met and we first started chatting, like, careers isn't just about careers. Like that question you mentioned earlier, like that's a great fucking example of something that's in your wheelhouse, but not just careers focused, right? So what's an ideal episode like for you?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think work is so personal and money is so personal, and how you feel about work is often how you feel about yourself. So when you are rolling up to work, hating your job, hating the boss who belittles you, those are feelings that don't just go away the second it's Saturday. So I really try to bake that into our episodes. So for the most part, we start off with a little yap, what's happening in the world. I think a lot of things, as we know, I love me some reality TV. I think there's a lot of career lessons to be learned from there, a lot that can be learned from what's happening globally. So I'd like to kind of chit chat, answer a whole bunch of questions. Sometimes we go as deep as here's exactly how to land that job. And I literally have an episode coming out. Actually, I think it's out as of today, all about office politics and how to deal with that one really bitchy coworker. Because sometimes you need just someone to remind you how to navigate that. So it kind of varies every 100%. Week, but it's so much fun.
I love that. And it's interesting too, because it's something that every single person can relate to. Yeah. Like, not every person, but let's say 95% of the adult population, or I don't know the exact stat on how many
we all got to
employed.
work.
Yeah, everyone's got to work at some point. So that's actually fucking awesome.
I'm so excited about it. Plus, everything's pink branded now. I'm like, thank God. This is what I was looking for. Why was my show blue at any point in time? Like, I'm such a pink show. So no, I'm so excited. And the team at Frequency is so great. So
how'd that happen?
You know what? I had worked with them fairly casually over the last 2 years, I would say. And then we had worked with some loose contracts, or they would occasionally work with me for certain ad deals, and things had just gone really well. So when I had mentioned that, I was like, hey, I think I'm going to rebrand the show. Really want to make sure I'm focusing on this as a platform of mine. They were like, well, we could just throw a little contract your way. And so it worked out beautifully. But my manager, shout out to Michelle. She was wonderful. Love you, girl. She very much was the facilitator for that. So
that's awesome. It's nice knowing that you've got the support behind it too,
oh my gosh. I have so much respect for folks who do it entirely on their own. I truly just don't have the contract knowledge to be able to navigate it by myself. Do you do all of your contracts independently?
Not anymore, no.
No, it's impossible.
I used to, and I'm still one of the worst creators ever, in the sense
that's
that
not true.
In the sense that I didn't read contracts.
That's bad.
I would just go through. I'm like, cool, the money looks good, the dates look good, the deliverables, cool. Any legal jargon, I'm just like, I don't care to understand.
Yeah,
it.
you kind of got messed up on a couple of them.
Yeah,
How
and it's
so?
just I had one that was a 6 month I couldn't work with.
A non-compete?
But it was 6 months, and it wasn't I couldn't work with them. I couldn't post anything about them.
Oh my God.
I don't want to say who it is, because I'm still kind of negotiating.
You're still in your contract.
No, I'm not in my contract now, but I'm negotiating new deals. And I was like, yeah, I can't post a common thing that I use a lot. So I just have to be I was very mindful about it. Yeah. But even looking back, I don't care.
A lot of it's trial and error, right? And I think especially with new industries, it's very much learning through messing up.
Just for me, I was just I hate reading legal jargon. I just don't like it. So now my agent does everything. Thank God.
Thank God.
That's what we pay them for. Or I would just throw it to ChatGPT.
Shout out to, ChatGPT is great, but I will segue you to Copilot. A proud sponsor.
Yeah.
I love using Copilot for it.
Even
it is so
the event
helpful.
I went to that I saw you there.
Yeah. Oh my God, was that the last event? I feel like we don't actually run into each other at events
You were
that much.
speaking on a panel
With
Edelman.
Edelman.
Yeah. And that's a fucking sick partnership. Microsoft's right up your alley too. Yeah.
So much. I'm so lucky that so much of the partnership work I do gets to live in the tech space. I have so much fun with it because I love AI. I love technology. I was a tech recruiter for years. So I eat that up. But then I love that sometimes the brand deals are fun. I'm sure you feel that way too. Or sometimes it's these high meaningful, high intentional ads. And then you get others where this silly little beverage I love. I can't wait to talk about it. It's so fun.
Well, some are nice. It's let's, call space big, get your bag. I get it. Some of them are like that. But then when you get ones that really align, I did one with DoorDash for Valentine's Day. That was just.
I saw that ad.
Right up my fucking
That was
alley.
really good.
Handing out flowers on Valentine's Day and gift cards to people. Hey, you want to call your mom or call your Valentine's Day? And it was just perfect.
It's so thoughtful.
And then you get some and I'm like, really? You want me for this?
I say no.
I say no now. I'm in a very fortunate position that I can. Yeah. But I'll get hit up. I got hit up by Facetune.
I would take offense to that. If Facetune reached out and said, "Hey, ugly."
Yeah.
Hey, girl. Have you considered a filter for that?
I was just I've never used Facetune.
And they're making a suggestion to you.
Yeah, and they were they really want it. My agent sent the rates, and they're okay, well, let's take this back. I'm like, you're not even saying no. My rates I sent really high rates because that's what I do.
But it also could this is align with any of your values that you want your followers.
But I could make a comedic one. I'm getting old. I got wrinkles. Let's fix those.
You could do a little dating catfish. There's always a spin
there's always
to take.
Something
I know. I had one, and I famously talk about being single with no children, and I had a children's game app reach out to me this week, and I was like, not only do I have none, I don't want them fucking around me. Why are you emailing me this? I was like, that's crazy.
This is a little bit off topic, but out of all the things you do, what's your favorite? What's the one thing that brings you the most joy?
Honestly, I'm torn between podcasting and live events, so I'll answer with a hybrid.
You crush it at live events too. You were really good.
Thank you. I so appreciate it. Honestly, I think it's the live events. I'm so passionate. As much as I love like a kiki and the fun conversation. I truly at my core am an educator. So I love any opportunity I have to educate people, especially in the careers and tech space, ideally in person. There's another life where I wasn't a huge bitch and I became a teacher, but instead
I don't think you're a huge
found
bitch.
it. Well, we're 6 minutes in.
No, but you are very well spoken to.
Thank
It's
you.
obviously that you do this. But I remember watching you on the panel. You were by far nothing to anybody else, but you were the best speaker there.
Thank you. I appreciate
That
that.
was a really cool event.
Thank you.
And just like hearing you talk and like you're well spoken, you're well articulated. Like me, I'm borderline like illiterate. So
That's
like,
not true.
Borderline.
That's not true.
Yeah. I appreciate you.
You're
You're actually
like,
like not being. Like, you're being very nice right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I'm not a bitch.
So
guys.
yeah, like when you see people speaking in public, and I'm not a great public speaker, I'm not a bad public speaker, but when you see people who are great at it, you're like, that's a great skill.
Thank you. Honestly, very much trial by error. And I'm such a big proponent of improv classes. I know they're kind of like, I don't want to say corny because a lot of people don't want to spend their time doing that. There's nothing that will prepare you for being a better public speaker than exposure to theater kids. And I can say that as a former theater kid, and improv, because you really just learn how to think on your feet and communicate like you know what you're talking about, even sometimes when you don't.
100%.
Like,
But you can compare it. If you want to be the best guitar player, you're going to take guitar lessons. So if you want to be a good speaker, you have to do something in order to become a good speaker. And going to those classes is what does that.
It's a practice.
Danny, are you a good public speaker?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I can't see you being.
I get
one.
really like red and shy.
Really?
Really?
Is it nerves that you find that gets you?
Yeah.
And even if it's something you really like, you know the subject really well.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, which is just like completely different. Like my sisters are so different in that aspect from me.
If we did a live episode in front of like 30 people, let's say 30, because that's like kind of still
It
small.
just depends. Like my environment, how comfortable I am.
So what would you
Like
make
it's
you
like the
comfortable in
difference.
it?
Like sitting here with like you makes me more comfortable than having to do something on my own.
Like
And
a
that was like another
presentation.
big thing too, like interviewing in front of someone of like authority, which has always been something I practiced on, which like now I'm getting like better and better at. I think my jobs help me a lot. Like I'm very client facing. So like now I have no issues, but I don't know. I guess I'm getting better as I get older, but I think it's because I've worked on it.
A lot of it is a practice.
Yeah,
Like it really
100%.
is a practice.
Yeah.
And a lot of it too, I think a testament is getting older and realizing how little things matter.
Well, and I think I was always scared of like, what if I
Bingo.
don't know the answer? Or
And
what
who
if I
gives a shit?
don't?
90%
But
of
there's
the people
don't know the answer. So there's like always a way to spin it to kind of like, I'll get back to you on something, or you kind of just
But it's
figure
also
it
fine
out.
saying I don't know.
100%. I think like one of the most interesting studies I think in the world is the competence confidence connection. And there are so many studies that show the more confidently you communicate. So things like the cadence of how you speak, not having an upward inflection at the end of your sentence. So saying things like, I like the color pink versus I like the color pink. The second sounds so much more confident because of how you
Say
kind
it.
of inflex your voice. And people automatically assume what you're saying is correct because of it. Like hashtag look at politicians. You know what I'm saying? So I think the practice of not knowing things and the practice of being able to communicate is so hard. But a lot of it is just trusting yourself that you don't have to have the answers. You just
Yeah.
know how to sell. And that's 9 times out of 10 good enough. It really is.
But and also the big thing is like we think of like we're our own worst enemies in the sense that if we make a fool of ourselves or we do something wrong, we think everybody cares so much. Like in the big picture, nobody really gives a fuck. I reposted one of my old TikToks today about this where it's like nobody cares.
Yeah.
Everybody's so focused on their own lives and what they're doing and their struggles and their embarrassments and their goals and their dreams and everything that they are doing that they don't care about what you're doing. Like unless you're, these mega famous fucking people, like for the majority of people, nobody cares.
Nobody cares at all. Like and what a freeing, beautiful feeling to realize no one is paying attention to you. But you don't believe that till
Yeah,
you
but
get
okay.
older.
So like when I'm like talking about like saying stuff, like when I'm on a face-to-face on a Zoom call with a client and them asking me advice.
Well, that's your job, a little different, right?
Yes, but there
They
are
pay
like,
you for that.
of course, but that's the thing. There's a lot of things you don't know. Like I can't memorize the whole income tax.
Yeah, but you're
act.
allowed to say I can't remember. off the top of my head,
But
right?
there's just a way to spin it. Whereas like I'm noticing with like new employees, which I used to be like this years ago, they freak out. Oh, okay, 1 second, let me put it on hold, ask around the office instead of kind of just mitigating the situation. Let me give you a call back or whatever. It's just kind of the way you approach someone. But that goes with anything in life.
Yeah, like they don't need to trust that you know everything. They need to trust you're going to figure it out
for them.
And I think the best skill in the world is to say, that's a great question. I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't know. Let me get back to you by end of day. And that is more than enough. Like, you don't need to be the person who's an encyclopedia. Nobody is.
Yeah.
Frankly, in the age of AI, nobody needs to be a know-it-all at this point. You need to be over-indexing on those relationship building skills, because that's ultimately, like, when I think of your industry in accounting, in 5 years, a lot of the roles that you work with are going to entirely disappear. It's going to be...
We just had this conversation at work. It's
Yeah.
never going to disappear. AI is
Oh.
actually very wrong in the accounting space. Do not use ChatGPT for any accounting advice because it is always wrong.
For I would say though, in
90%.
in terms of end to end, absolutely. But I think, like, for example, the entry level, like, clerk admin support roles,
Certain of it's going to
they're
go.
going to be gonzies.
Yeah, there's going to be certain things where I just think AI is enhancing spaces in my industry to make it easier for, CRA to detect errors in tax returns. For people, accessibility to do research, like there's specific platforms now that we can use, but unless you know how to actually understand them, you can't communicate them. You could read anything, but if you don't know
100%.
actually how to apply them, it's not going to be as automatic. Do we have easier platforms instead of filling out a tax return by hand? But I think we were just having this conversation at work. I just don't think it's completely going to be wiped out. But
It obviously won't completely wipe you out. You still need a human to verify and check it. But like,
Yeah.
look what TurboTax did to accounting. Like, TurboTax took a
It's
huge chunk out of
crazy.
accounting, and that's like not even AI.
But that's
just
also
a
like
program.
only the smallest part of accounting for like
It's true,
basic
yeah.
tax returns, and then like
Yeah, but
once those like
but basic tax returns is a huge part of accounting.
it's a huge
right?
part, but that's also that's not like what we focus on at my
Yeah,
firm.
maybe not.
Or
Yeah,
I
like
agree. I
in
think
what you would need out of like a CPA that's a CFO at a company.
I think like the prediction that Microsoft has, I think, is going to end up being super accurate, where most industries are going to have. So, for example, a team right now that is, let's call it like 10 people that leverage AI for admin. 10 years from now, most likely that team is probably 3 people who do all of like the high level, high intensity work, and then have AI agents that do all of the back end admin. So like I see that model reigning true in a lot of industries, but like, to your point, being the person who actually understands context cues, understands how to have conversations with people. Like, I'd imagine a lot of your work is just talking people off the ledge of like, you know, here's what's happening in your business, here's what's happening here. And that's something technology can't replace. But it's interesting. Like, I am excited for what the future of work is going to look like. But there are definitely days where I'm like, I see a lot of AI influencers. You see those guys? Those kind of freak me the fuck out.
I fall in love with AI women like once a week.
it terrifies
I go to
me.
follow
terrifies
someone, I'm
me.
like, wait a second.
I
She's too that. Let me go check. You see like 48 posts, and they started at July of 2025. I'm like, fuck.
Wait, are you falling? I'm falling for AI, specifically the animal videos, not the
No.
people as much.
Oh no,
No.
I will fall for
I fall
literally anything. Or like the AI videos where the animal comes into the house and
That one,
smashes things.
where it's like the
A
bear falling.
thousand- I am falling
I'm
for
so
that.
happy this isn't my time.
Or like
There's one where it's like there's a grizzly bear coming into bed with like, I don't know, like a chihuahua, and the video, it makes it look like it's a surveillance camera, and I literally sent it to my mother and was like, holy shit, Laura, can you believe this? And she's like, sweetheart, I have something to tell you.
no,
That's
I
not
can,
real.
I can.
When your
fall
mom's
for
gonna
it
tell you
so
it's AI.
easily.
Yeah, like how embarrassed. I'm a Facebook mom.
Anytime I read anything, and if I think it's some sort of news, I automatically Google it to try to verify it, because like, I'm sorry, when you see like Daily Mail, it's not actually Daily Mail thing. It comes from an actual other source that's just AI, and it can literally, it fucks you up.
It really
like,
does.
Truly.
I will never forget. I think it was Narcity put out like an April Fool's post that I got in my algorithm like 3 weeks later. And it was that they were shutting down all of King and Queen Street streetcars for 6 months. And I sent it to all of my friends and was like, what the fuck? And they were like, Emily, this was posted April 1st. You are an absolute fucking idiot. And I was
Yeah,
like,
it's okay.
right.
I fall for it
Thank
too.
you.
got him.
Thanks, guys. Happy to be here.
Do you think? So I'm assuming you really think AI is going to be kind of not taking over human jobs, but you're on the side where it's obviously going to eat into human work.
100%. But I think so. The godfather of AI, who is like the person largely attributed to OpenAI's success and like AI as a common resource, has said that he firmly believes that 99% of jobs are going to be replaced in the next 5 years by AI. And hearing that sounds really scary, but I don't think in practicality that's what that actually means. Like, I think there's going to be, an expert's far more intelligent than I think there's going to be a really large turnover in the next 2 years, meaning what we're already seeing, which is a significant dip in entry level work. Like, we're talking less entry level jobs created right now than we've seen since 2008.
I literally saw your Instagram post
It's
about
yeah,
that,
it's like like it keeps me up at night. It's crazy. So much data is pointing to this kind of major gap and concern. And a lot of roles that are going to become hybrid. I really think we're going to see a future of work where people occupy multiple quote unquote full-time jobs. So for example, you're a marketing manager, but maybe you also manage events now. So your roles become combined because there's less admin to do. But what I think people are forgetting, because it feels far in the future, is the invention of the doorbell and the alarm clock. Those were inventions that eradicated an entire industry. So centuries ago, it was a real job for someone to walk to your door in the morning, knock on the door, and wake you up. Like, that was someone's bread and butter. The invention of things like doorbells, where, you know, the knocking wasn't necessary, the alarm clock to wake you up, eliminated an entire industry, but ultimately opened up an entire new industry to be born. And that's what we're in. I fear we're in the shit stain of what will be a really interesting next 10 years. I don't think anything good is happening till 2030.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's one piece of advice you'd give to like someone who just graduated university or college, right? You just graduated, you got your, I don't know, bachelor's arts degree from Western. What advice you giving to them?
I would say there's two things you need to focus on. One is AI literacy as a mandatory skill. And that doesn't mean asking, you know, Copilot, where should I eat for dinner? I'm talking about integrating it into your workflows to make sure you are faster than the boomer competing for your job, because you don't have entry level jobs anymore. This is your competitive advantage. The other piece is I am a firm believer in, as we lean more tech focused in the work that we're doing, the only differentiator in the quality of your work is your creativity and your people skills. So if you are not a good networker, now is the time to get better at this. If you are not in person building relationships, you are going to be the kid kicked in the dust. So I would highly, highly recommend over indexing on those two.
Well, I saw you posted something the other day where it's like small talk and like your network is going to be far more important than your education.
100%.
Okay, there's doctors, there's lawyers, there's engineers, stuff like that. But for the most part, who you know is better than what you know many times.
Yeah, other than highly specialized fields. Like, I'm thinking your standard business grad, you having a referral to the company is going to get you so much further than you going back to school and getting the MBA.
I feel like we're saying this now, but I feel like this has been the most important thing for the past 20 years.
I know.
And any industry, like whether I was at Western or George Brown or doing all my stuff now, it was the networking events and programs that they were pushing you to, or joining this volunteer group so you could go and network with other people in different communities. So it's like, it was important then, but it's important. That's the one constant that hasn't changed.
100%. And I think, you know, 15 years ago, obviously it was still important, but let's say you didn't want to network. If you applied to enough jobs and gave it 6 months, you'd probably get a job. If you went back to go get your MBA, you'd probably land a job at Deloitte pretty easily. Now that's not the case. Like, I had a client I was speaking to. She's had her MBA, beyond well-spoken. Like, this is the kind of person you meet and you're like, love her. She cannot find an entry-level consulting job. And having the shiny MBA means nothing, because there are so few roles, so many candidates, that it's really all about like Uncle Peter's dog walker's cousin who just got the job you applied to.
I have another question for you, because like obviously jobs are so limited. But why is it so hard to hire nowadays too?
You know what? I would almost argue it's not hard to hire. It's hard to not be an absolute tyrant in the hiring process. Like, there are so many. So from a recruiter's perspective, there are so many incredible candidates. The challenge with that is, so, you know, 4 years ago, not even 3 years ago, if I were to post a marketing coordinator role, I would probably get 200 applications. Today, recruiters are getting between 2,000 and 3,000. So it's challenging to deliver meaningful experiences and be sure you're hiring the right person when you're going through that many applicants. And a lot of people think, well, AI is scanning your resumes. Take a look at Workday's active class action lawsuit with AI-based resume screening. Like, companies aren't able to use AI in the recruitment process as much as you think. It's really manual. So there's all of this. There's like the rise in ghosting because there's way too many candidates. Recruiters are overwhelmed and undertrained. Budgets get pulled and cut really quickly. So I think it's not necessarily hard to find good talent. It's hard not to be a shitty recruiter right now, and you really have to go out of your way because there's no repercussions if you drop the ball anymore.
It's actually funny you said. So I'm in the process of hiring, like basically a fairly entry level marketing / sales
Amazing.
job. So I posted the ad on LinkedIn, posted it on Indeed, and then first off, you can't post things for free anymore. They all charge you.
Yeah.
It's like the fucking most annoying thing ever. And just like you said, I got in the first hour of posting this job, I think we had like 50 applicants.
How crazy is that?
And then we were only allowed a certain amount, so then it got deactivated. We had to put it up again the next day. Again, keep doing it. So like I ended up getting 200 applicants. The problem is when you start looking at all these applicants, they all start to kind of look the same.
Yep.
And then it's like, okay, am I looking for the right candidate? Oh, sorry, am I looking at these resumes to find the right candidate, or am I trying to pick out what I want to see? So it becomes a little bit tricky, and you don't want to have a bias because that's also not fair. You want to look at every resume objectively and just like look at it and say, hey, is this the right candidate? So you do. So we're in the final process now. We've got 3 that we like. But yeah, just exactly what you said. It's tough because you're seeing so many.
So many, and they all look the same.
I was just gonna
Like,
say
that's
that.
it. They all look the same.
Every
They
resume
all went
looks
to
the
this
same.
school because again, you set your requirements. So
Yeah.
they all went to this. They all have
Everyone
1
has
year
this
entry.
degree.
They all did some sort of experiential marketing or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just because I'm like familiar in my industry right now, but like CPA is literally changing how like the CPA program to get more people in the industry because there was not enough anymore. But hiring someone who is a CPA at an accounting firm is next to impossible nowadays.
See, yeah, your industry is. So when I used to work at Intuit, I didn't hire accountants regularly, but it was something we occasionally did. And I wish I could remember the stats, but basically, there was such a steady decline in people, even at a bachelor's level, being on the pathway to becoming a CPA, that there were like really concerning projections that like in the next 10 years, being a CPA is going to be one of the most illustrious things you can be because no one wants to do it.
It's like impossible to even find someone who's doing a bookkeeper. Like we have to
Impossible.
outsource to a different country right now just to be able to like get someone that can do the level that we need.
And this is what I think is so like interesting / concerning about the education system is our education system and the labor market, and this isn't just Canada, this is globally, are so fundamentally disconnected. So you've got this massive disconnect where why aren't we incentivizing candidates to be moving into a CPA route? Maybe that means we reduce tuition costs, we increase incentives, we offer bridge programs to help people transition into this space. And then at the same time, we have other programs that continue to admit high volume of candidates. I think of software engineering programs. If you graduated from a software engineering program 2 years ago, you have less than a semester of AI specific training. That's nuts. You're fucked. Like you are actually screwed. So like the disconnect from education and the real world, that is one of the, actually just posted a YouTube video on this. Like if the one thing that keeps me up at night in the labor market isn't AI, it's the disconnect between academia and the job market.
So it's also, I think it's part of it's like the university versus college, like the theoretical versus the hands-on. At Western, I was in the MIT program, which is like one of the harder programs to get into. Like we cut half our class after first year, only 150 graduates per year max. Our whole program is based off Karl Marx. I don't even know who Karl Marx is anymore.
Love
Like
that
I
guy.
haven't mentioned this man's name in years. I went to college and we learned what a SWOT analysis is like week 1. I went to my co-op and we did a SWOT analysis in my co-op like day 2. And I'm like, that's so cool. Like what? I'm like, I just learned about this in college. Like, really? And I'm like, yeah, you know who Karl Marx is? He's like, no, why? I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like, obviously that's not a real
Carl's
story.
like rolling in his grave.
Yeah. Fuck him. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's so true. And then even for me, so my day job's construction. Construction is the highest like labor shortage gap like in North America. It's like by far the biggest thing. And I'm just thinking, no kid in high school or elementary school says, I want to be a construction worker.
Well,
Meanwhile, like starting hourly rates for a construction worker, you're making 100 G's a year. Meanwhile, marketing, entry-level marketing is what, 40 grand a year, entry-level, 45?
Around.
Like, okay, so yeah, completely different industries, but fuck, if I'm a kid right now, I'm thinking, yeah, construction's not too bad. Plumbing, I work 4 days a week and I can make 100 G's a year. Yeah.
Well, I think it's also glorifying certain industries. We've always glorified doctors, lawyers. I'm at a blank right now.
I
But,
literally,
like,
those are the only two that come to mind. Where I was
doctors,
like,
lawyers, and like to become a professional athlete or something.
yes.
And even now, like people are glorifying like celebrities and that kind of stuff. But even people think that's not attainable. But we're not glorifying, or I guess educating people enough on how much you can actually make in the other industries. Even like one of my friends right now, he's a air traffic controller. You don't need any education other than high school degree diploma. What do you call it?
Yeah, high school degree.
It is the training's very rigorous and it's very hard to, but like now they're doing a big push on advertising it to people and just showing how much you can actually make in this industry right now because no one knew.
I think this is the big shift in my mind that I see between our generation, like millennials into Gen Z, is millennials were kind of sold this notion of work as means of validation. And I think a lot of that comes through in the resurgence of hustle culture, the fact that we look at Silicon Valley, and that was such like a big movement. Like the tech boom of 2010 really changed the way that we work. Working overtime was sexy. Having the swanky job was sexy. Like you wanted to be able to tell someone you did something of meaning. And we all truly, like at our core, believe we're capable of getting the jobs that we have exposure to. And a lot of that comes from what we see in the media, which was doctor, lawyer, etc. And like these are the jobs that are sexy and cool, and working hard is sexy and cool. And Gen Z's relationship with work is so different. And what I'm hoping what they do for their children is work becomes less a reflection of our value and more a reflection of our life overall. Because your job title really means so little if the context of your life isn't great. Like a job you love doesn't really matter if you don't have a life that you love. And what if we did start asking kids, what's the lifestyle that you want? And here are the jobs that help you get there versus here's the job title you want to tell people at Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
That's a great mind shift.
Thank you.
Because it's so true. Like I remember being a kid and there's so many jobs that I thought I'd be great for, but they didn't have the long-term like success that I would want. And I remember when I was about 24, I got let go of my job, or I got packaged out. Great money. I was happy. I took the summer off. I traveled. I had the best summer of my life. And then I was going back into marketing again. And I had a job interview at Red Bull, Carlsberg, and another alcohol company. And I'm like, alcohol for like marketing for alcohol is fun. It's sexy. I'm going to be going to sporting events. I'm going to be doing all these fun things. And then I remember looking at the starting salary. And then I remember thinking, okay, in 10 years, if I'm lucky, I'm making 6 figures in marketing. If I'm lucky, by the time I'm 35, I'm making 6 figures. Or I could go to construction, which is my family business. I know in 10 years I'll be taken care of. It's not sexy. It's not fun. There's no ping pong table in my office. There's no fucking happy hour Thursday after work. Let's go down to the local fucking, whatever, every side and grab some beers. Like, no, it's boring. But it is one of the best industries for young people to get into because there's job security. And if you work hard, you can make good money. And I just remember thinking, where do I see myself in 10 years? Not where do I see myself tomorrow? What do I want to do? Because any job you can, not any job, many jobs, I think you can find something you love in it. I would never work in construction for any other company. But the fact that I work with my family, I've got a lot of like opportunities. I can make change. I can find ways to save money. I can find ways to make money. And I've got more freedom. That is sexy to me. That I love. Being in marketing, yeah, it's cool, but like, fuck, I see people who work at MLSE and not trying to shit on anybody.
They
but
make horrible money.
And they work the
They'll
craziest
never sponsor me
hours.
because I famously hate sports. MLSE, you pay like shit.
and it is some of the longest hours ever.
Yeah, it's
and you're just
gnarly.
like, okay, holy fuck, like, is that like when I was a kid, my dream job was senior vice president of sports marketing at MLSE. I think I'm not far off on money what I make versus what I definitely make more than what the senior.
I was gonna say you're definitely not off, because I think, and this is where I wish someone at 16 would have asked me, what does your dream life look like and not your dream job? Because I was convinced at 16, well, actually I went through a bit of a wave. The first wave was I'm going to be a lawyer. And then the second wave was that's not true. I'm going to be the most successful actress that this country's ever seen.
I could see that though. I could see you as a really good actress. Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. I lasted
really
2 days in that
I could
program.
see you as a good actress.
Thank
honestly,
you.
Genuinely speaking.
The ship has so sailed, but I'm so gonna take.
I think you would have started in rom-coms and then transitioned into like those drama movies.
Oh fuck yeah! I wanted to be horror.
I could see you. Like remember how like Ryan, like maybe a female like version of like Ryan Gosling. I was starting like Teen Break High or whatever that was called, and then he did these rom-coms, and then he moved into the more serious roles like Beyond the Pines.
See, this is the conversation I needed 10 years ago. Instead, I'm a careers influencer, and so close but so far.
You're technically still an actress.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's the end of the day. I do agree with you, but it's so interesting, like the stuff that you realize matters to you. I think now as you get older, like fuck, if I would have just had that conversation with myself at 20, I would have saved myself so much time.
But I guess that's also life, because I can look back at anything that I thought of, and I've changed careers twice.
What were you before?
I was in marketing and events.
Hell yeah!
So I started off at MLSE. I was
not
one of those
talking shit about MLSE.
No,
I'm sorry.
but like no, but I was I was one of those interns. I went to George Brown for our sport and marketing program that Ricky did as well. I'm one of the lucky ones who got the MLSC internship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my friend at Scotiabank was making $20 an hour during her internship, whereas I was working
40 hours a week. You were probably
I was working 80 hours a
That's
week
insane.
because my department was days and games and weekends. So
but
getting
you drank
paid
the Kool-Aid.
$75 a month.
Good Lord. And that's the thing. Like, you have to.
Like $75 a month. What was I doing with
That's
that?
criminal. And this is what also I think we do the education system does such an unfortunate job educating people on the number. So many people get excited about your $100,000 salary. Like, I know for me, the second I hit 6 figures, I was like, oh, I made it. When I was actually looking at how many hours I was working a week, that was not what I thought that was in terms of the lifestyle I was living. Sure, working 40 hours a week, making your 100K, incredible. Love that for you. Making 100K and working 70 hours a week is not the gig you think it is. You are actually being underpaid when you look at your cost per hour. It's the wrong way to look at money. And I think we've just been inheriting our relationship to money from our parents. And it's nobody's fault, but we just operate in a very different way now. The market is so different.
What's one thing that, like, one question you always get asked? Like, obviously you're an expert in your space. Like, what's the most common thing that people ask you?
Honestly, how to make yourself memorable, whether that's in the interview process, networking with people. Because I think that's the biggest thing. Like, when you get ghosted in the interview process, when you get ghosted after the networking event, it's very rarely because something is wrong with you. It's usually because they just forgot about you, which is almost worse. At least I'm going to remember the weird thing that you said. Like, being forgettable is probably the most harmful thing you can do in your career. And how you are memorable in conversations isn't really by what you say or do. It's how you make other people feel about themselves when they're with you. Like, that's what likability is.
Yeah,
so,
100%.
when you small talk with people, focus on making sure the conversation always goes back to them, and not in a forced way, but in a, what are you watching on Netflix? That's so funny. How's the family? Remembering things about people. Like, that's the stuff that matters.
I forget what movie or TV show it is, but they're like, a guy's explaining to his buddy how to flirt. And it's like, it's so easy. All you have to do is to say, and what about you?
Yeah.
And just watch the conversation go. And the guy does it, gets the girl, whatever. It's
the
literally
exact same
so
thing.
fucking easy.
It really
and
is.
People, like, something that when you were mentioning that, I just keep thinking, like, smiling is the most underrated, like, networking skill you can have. Just fucking smile.
Well, do you ever notice the difference when you're just walking down the street being like stone cold face or head down on your phone versus actually just like walking and smiling around with people? Like, you get such a different response.
Yes.
By anything. Like, even just someone like walking by with their dog and you smile at their dog and them and they give you the response back versus just being on their phone. Okay, you look around. Like,
this is
it
why
makes such
nobody
an
meets
impact.
in person. Like, it's
Yeah.
I always equate dating and like recruitment to being so similar, because it really is just the art of figuring out what you want and figuring out who wants you. But so much of that is making yourself open and like appetizing, so to speak, to others. However, caveat to this is all of the traits that we celebrate in terms of networking, so that strong body language, that strong communication, all of that really is very inaccessible for folks who are neurodivergent. And that is like a fundamental issue that there is within the networking space. Ultimately, there is no fix to this, but I always caveat by saying a lot of this isn't always accessible for folks, which is an inherent flaw in the way that we recruit.
Sorry, say that one more time, because I lost you there. So this last part, what do you think is the biggest flaw?
The fact that, so for example, a lot of the traits that we reward, so like if we're networking and I'm making good eye contact, I'm smiling, I speak slowly, like good body language, those are things that are not always accessible to folks who are neurodivergent. So folks who may be on different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry. It's a very good question. Like, the long eye contact may not be accessible. Like the smiling may not be accessible. And I think people can walk away feeling like, oh, that person was standoffish, but that person's experience of your conversation is just different.
Yeah.
And I think that's an education point, once again, make me Minister of Education, that I think is like a very meaningful gap in the work we do.
Would you ever want to be the minister?
Fuck yeah, I would want to be. But I cuss. It's the ship has sailed.
Why do you think so?
I cuss in every single video.
So
I think the ship has sailed.
you got to think about, we've got politicians who had zero right being in certain positions of power all over the world.
I think
so. I mean, like,
I'm too money hungry for myself.
Fair enough.
And capitalistic, but I would love to contract out my services. Yeah, like I love money and I'm very materialistic, and I don't take shame in that. But I would love to contract out my services to reshape what careers education looks like for students in Ontario.
Do you think there's a possibility in the future, let's say 10 to 15 years from now where that's a possibility?
I absolutely think so.
I would 100%
Yeah,
agree.
I really do. I just think it takes more conversations like this. And, 17-year-olds have access to my videos that starting conversations that we didn't have however many years ago.
And just think about this, like creators are becoming experts in the space because of this. Because what makes you an expert in your space? People listening to you, people watching you, and people thinking you're an expert in space. There are experts in certain fields that aren't actually experts, but they got enough followers.
Factual.
Yeah. And like, how many influencers do we see on morning television all the time? Like, like Jason Tardik he's a buddy of mine now. And he was, on The Bachelorette. And now he's like an expert in his field just from social media, from doing this for so much, talking about it. And he's on like Good Morning America. Like, fucking, I feel like it's like every other week now.
That's
Right?
crazy.
So like, there's no reason why you can't be contracted out to the ministry. Like, again, maybe not at this exact moment, but in 10 years from now, when you are already like a leader in your space, but in 10 years, they're going to say, we need to change. We need to look at this from a different direction. What are the young people looking at? Who is an expert to them? Let's bring in Emily.
I'm telling you, my goal this year, or the last year and a half, was to get book written and out. The second that hits the shelves, Minister of Education, baby, I'm coming for you. That is my next thing by 32.
Who's your like biggest demographic too that like reach out to you?
My demographic that reaches out is similar to like my follower base. So for the most part, women ages 24 to 35, mostly North America, but I lean a bit heavier New York and Toronto as far as my demos go.
So is it like people looking to like switch maybe jobs or careers?
I get everything.
Or everything.
I get everything from like new grads, people who have no idea what they want, to like mums returning to work for the first time, folks who are new to Canada, just exploring our job market. Like, it's such a smorgasbord. And sometimes I get people who are like, I'm not looking for work. The energy's good here. And I'm like, yeah, don't be shy.
Okay, and I just have a follow-up question to that, because you do talk about how you do think there's a gap in the education system. And this is going to come back to you, Ricky, afterwards. Okay. What do you say to those in high school who kind of have an idea of what they want to do in the future, but you may think going to like a certain program in university, like you're choosing what they're like, this is going to like choose their career path or kind of like their next step. Like, what is your advice to them?
Oh, I have so much to say. So like, to that 17-year-old kid making a life-changing decision, take everything that your guidance counselor says with a grain of salt. They mean well and are well-intentioned, but the market has changed so quickly that unless you are working with someone who is tapped in, I guarantee there are career paths that exist that you haven't been exposed to. I would say, don't freak out about knowing exactly what you want to do. Make a list of the stuff you absolutely hate and just pick something that doesn't have that. The rest you're going to figure out.
Would you still suggest them to...
Sorry to interrupt. I love that.
Yeah, I'm big
Make
on
a list of the things you don't love and just find a job that doesn't have one. Because it's not even... Write things... Because usually when we grow up, what do you love doing?
Who knows?
Find a
You're
job.
17.
Find a job that you love doing.
Yeah, but again, like even at 17 years old, you don't... When you're picking your university program, you could say, okay, what do you don't like? What do you do like? What's the easiest way? But you're going into that first university, you're going to change maybe 5 times what you actually want to do afterwards.
Yes,
you're not making that decision until after.
I'm sure Emily knows the number of this. How many times does the average person switch careers?
I hate you asked that. I have no fucking clue what that number is.
Yeah. Is it? Because it's like you see those stats on like those like those carousels on Instagram where it's like Oprah was like whatever doing this at 40. Like Colonel Sanders didn't start selling chicken till 55. Like
I for the life of me don't know. I do know that 80% of people, or on average 80% of people, work in a field that isn't related to their degree. Everything else I'd be making up. Oh, I'll use our line. That's a great question. Can I do some research and get back to you this afternoon?
Okay, do you still like suggest, like, because obviously like the path that we're all taught is go to high school, go to university or college, and then kind of start your career. Are you still kind of encouraging that path for the youth?
Great question.
That's a really good question.
That's a great question.
Yes, for now. But check in with me every year and a half, only because the market's going to change, but not that quickly. Having the degree is never going to hurt you. I'd say hold up on post-secondary unless it is necessary for the work that you do.
And then do you think the actual program you're in is going to depict how much money you make in the career you're going to be in?
No. Focus on just getting a piece of paper that doesn't make you want to hurt yourself, and we'll figure out your career in 3rd year. Because if you get married to finding the perfect degree with all of the things that you like, you're going to drive yourself crazy. I know you feel fully grown at 20, you're not. I started my career thinking I was going to be an employment lawyer, and now I work in TV and radio. Focus on the stuff you hate, add to that list, reevaluate every year. Do not get married to the outcome. Just focus on 1 year at a time till you're 22.
Well, and I also think now too, any undergrad
Great
that you
advice.
do, you can actually take, if you decide to do it, if you figure out in your 4th year what you want to do, you can take that post grad to kind of niche and narrow down into that scenario.
I would even say fuck the post grad. Don't do a post grad if you don't need to.
Yeah.
But in a world where you started in marketing and now you're like, crap, I really should have gone into biomedical science. Yeah, you're probably going to have to go back and do something.
Or if you're getting some sort of like professional program or degree.
Exactly.
Or
Like
anything
I would
that.
say focus on just finding something that gets you close enough to the kind of life that you want. So for example, I knew I was always going to be a desk job person. Me working in the sciences was never going to be an option. Sticking in anything in general business was always going to make sense for me. Whether I graduated in PR, HR, or marketing, I think I still would have landed in the exact same spot I'm in right now. And that's okay.
I think one thing that we often underemphasize about going to university, it's not so much about what you learn in the classroom. It's about learning how to solve the problems that come with it. Like anyone who went away to university. So like, where'd you go to school?
I went to York.
You went to
I
York?
stayed at home,
Okay, you
yeah.
stayed home. So anybody who goes away, like I learned how to live life and grow up because I had to. Time management, and I believe I have really strong time management skills, is because I was on my own. I didn't have mom there telling me, hey, hockey's at 6, make sure you're ready at 5:15. It's like, class is at 6. You got to eat dinner beforehand because you got a 3-hour class. There's no time for dinner. And you got to make sure your homework's done because you need this for the second half of the class. Like, get it figured out. You've got all day. So, like, I think it's so much about what you learn and the problem. Sorry, not what you learned in class, but learning how to navigate those challenges without having someone holding your hand the whole time.
Where was this thought like 6 months ago when you had this conversation with my sister?
Wait, catch me up.
So my sister got accepted to journalism at Boston University.
Oh, good for her.
Which
Huge.
is like top 4
Insane.
school in the US for journalism. She has a variety of different like things like where she wants to go with it. Ricky looked at her in front of all her friends as a 17-year-old girl,
In front of
18-year-old
one other
girl.
person. One
No,
other
there
person.
was a couple other girls there. I was
One
there
other
and
person
said,
there.
why the hell would you do that? You should take a business program. That's a stupid decision you're never going to make. You're never going to make any money. Which, sorry,
Okay,
no. I was there for that conversation.
You were not. I did not say
Don't
you're never
gaslight
gonna
her.
You're not going to make any money. We had this conversation afterwards.
I did
as
not.
well.
I did not say it like that. I said, look, great, happy you got to Boston because that's fucking sick. But like, why wouldn't you do something like business or more of a general program that's not super specific into a dying business?
Yeah, but you also don't know what journalism is.
I was just going to say, I fundamentally disagree with you.
Okay.
I think there are a lot of, first of all, as long as you have the piece of paper,
Agreed.
you're going to find a job. And
100%.
your job title determines your salary much less than your industry does. So let's say it's journalism and then we get into PR at Google, you're making $1.60 by the time you're 28. So I think as long as your job title, which is very much informed by your degree, feels good, will make money in the industry. But on the note of journalism specifically, print media and press, yeah, she's capiche, she's dying. However, the amount of people who have just picked up, I'm going to talk so much shit about us, the amount of people like you and I who have just picked up mics and started podcasts. And I think of people who have done that and don't have journalistic integrity and journalistic skill and spread misinformation, have very poorly structured conversations. I actually think journalism is going to be an art that is appreciated more than ever in the next couple of years with social media fatigue.
But I also,
I wholeheartedly disagree with you.
That's okay. We can disagree.
Yeah,
Is this
I
our first
think-
fight?
Yeah, it's
Aw.
our first fight. I think going to school for something like journalism, when that can be taught through practice and through like YouTube, that's where I struggle.
So, but the thing is, journalistic school gets you access to people and things. Like saying I'm a BU grad for journalism, that gets you in the door.
like
100%.
the
But
amount
saying
of,
I'm a BU grad in general.
It's like being a
no,
Juilliard
but
music
the
student.
But
we
especially
just had a
like,
Juilliard art student on yesterday.
Oh, no way.
But going back to like the BU journalism, whether it's like BU, Northwestern, all these big kind of schools that like focus on this Columbia, a lot of people in the entertainment industry are actually stemming from these programs. So if we're going to talk about networking, you're talking about that as well. I'm also looking at her from an outside perspective now. She's 3 months in. She has learned more than my cousin, or not more, but in the same level as my cousin who's doing a post-grad in a similar situation. They're going into completely different fields and kind of career paths. I'm like losing my train of thought right now, like thinking about this, but I just feel like there's so many other aspects of journalism than just the pen and paper writing or the skills you can grab for it.
Because sometimes school is also means to connection. Like,
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
think a lot of the connections that I have in my career now were via professors when I was at York. And like a lot of my first like major public speaking gig was like York hired me to do that. So I think there can be a lot of value in just going to the right school for the right thing. The same way if you meet another like Western finance grad, you're probably having a moment of like, oh, so funny, blah, 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 instant connection. So
100%.
I do agree that like you do have to weigh the opportunity cost of some of these academic programs. Like if someone were to ask me, should I go to school for like social media marketing, I'd be like, no. That's
Well,
just silly.
I have a
That's
friend
just
who went to
silly.
school just to kind of literally get the degree for women's studies.
Yeah, just to get the piece of paper.
Just to literally get the piece of paper. That it's like, okay, that's kind of like just seems like a waste of money to me. But
See, look,
at the same, we're all saying right now, you
Yeah.
want to get the piece of paper, find a way to get that piece of paper,
Yeah.
and you can figure it out afterwards.
Yeah, I think my train of thought is, and I told her little sister this, is if you're not dead set on what you want to do, go business. A business degree is it's just knowing how to work with numbers for just general life, in my opinion, is one of the greatest skills you can have.
I
Like,
don't disagree.
my
with
dad is an entrepreneur, so I understand business and I understand how the numbers work. I understand tax situations. I've always understood the idea of how credit cards work, and some people still don't understand how fucking credit. It's not free money. You got to pay it off.
If only.
Like a tax, like an expense isn't just it's a write off. Like no, that's not. You know, the shit's.
Oh my
shit.
no, but I quote that all the every
Yeah.
time I'm like this. Am I getting my nails done? I'm like it's the write off for my TikTok videos.
Yeah. Oh, so, we're
Yeah.
glad we're aligned because
Yeah.
I'll write off a suit.
Everything's. I'm like I just got my eyebrows laminated, mommy. It's a it's a write
It's a
off.
write-off.
It's for work.
But yeah, I'm just like business to me, unless you're dead set on what you want to do, go into business because it's such a good just general knowledge to have. Like I did the MIT program and I regret it wholeheartedly because I think it's shout out to anybody going through it right now. I think it's the fucking biggest waste of time ever. Going to Western was the best decision I ever made. I regret not doing business. Mind you, if I did business, maybe I wouldn't have had the free time to start a separate business and be going out, making all these friends and doing all these other things. So like, yeah, okay, maybe there's that caveat.
But I think it's also opportunity comes down to who you are as a person and making the right decisions, maybe taking certain classes. So maybe instead of taking that bird course, that psychology course
Yeah.
or
My
sex
mine was
101 that
history of
everyone
vampires,
took, like
yeah.
you take
I got a 99 in it.
you take an economics course, you take an
Yeah.
accounting course, you take that business course kind of on the side. So I think that's all like individually speaking.
100%.
Sorry, I just had to
Yeah.
bring this up. I was like spinning my wheels
No,
when we
I
were talking
love
about
that.
the education system.
I'm happy
but
you did.
completely unrelated.
Love
if you
that.
weren't in this field, in this space, so nothing to do with like the education system, recruiting, content, what would you be doing?
Okay, if it wasn't education, so what are my parameters? No HR, no education, no social media.
Yeah.
That's all.
Anything related to what you're currently doing.
Okay, I think I would be a lawyer.
A lawyer?
Yeah.
I could actually see that as
I
well.
could see
Thank
it
you.
too. Yeah, I could see it too.
There are days where I'm like, I so badly just want to take the stand and be like, Your Honor, she didn't
I was
do
just
it.
going to say, would you be the one that's going to court or would you be one that's settling all the time? Because there's two separate, there's ones that go to court.
There's
go to
like many different, and
Yeah.
I just like I think we're all so caught up in like the show Suits and like wanting to be like the
Always.
next Harvey Specter. My sister's a lawyer. It's
So not sexy. It's what a horrific
You read
lifestyle.
books.
least sexy.
You're reading books all day
Horrible.
long.
No, but
every
like,
day.
and not even just that. Like, it's just like the least sexy, especially early out in your career. You are working for how much you're making. You're working
It's not
1,000 hours a week, and right now she's like losing her mind. Okay, maybe Endgame, like, and for her, at the end of the day, she loves it, but she still comes like every 2 weeks and like, did I make the right decision? Again, she's still early on in her career. You don't always want to think that,
Yeah.
but it is absolutely insane.
It's nuts. I think it would be either law or there's like a world where I would love to be a therapist. Like I love my favorite thing is
too.
psychoanalyzing people.
That's fair.
How about you guys? What would you do? Totally unrelated to your fields.
I'd be a game show host.
Oh, I could so see that. Yeah, you should talk to CBC.
Game show host. I can't take on any new projects right now. maybe later on in life.
Is that not the craziest reject? He's acting like I offered him a fucking job.
Oh, but people ask me all the
I
time.
can't take on any new projects.
People
right
ask.
now.
People
He
ask
just
me all the
needs to
time.
put it out into the
Why don't you
universe.
go do it?
He's acting
Just
like I had a
in
piece of
case
paper,
that
yeah.
one person
Oh,
hears it.
People ask me all the time, like, "Oh, why don't you go do it? Like, you'd be great for it." I'm like, I just can't take on any new projects.
That's hysterical.
But yeah, game show host, like
Me to every man I meet.
maybe
Sorry.
not Jeopardy, but like Wheel of Fortune or something.
I could see you doing Family Feud.
Fucking
Family
Family
Feud,
Feud,
you
the
eat it.
Canadian one.
Yeah,
I could do what Jerry
Oh my
D
god,
does.
you know they reached out to me to get my family on, and my family said no
Really?
because they said to quote, "We're too stupid; it'll embarrass us."
You don't have to be smart on that show.
No, that's the whole point.
we play it at every time I go to my parents' house. It's always on, not always, but like
But it's always, it's like
once,
a family
twice
classic.
a month when I'm at my parents' house, it's on, and we sit there and we fucking play.
Yeah,
It's
well,
so
tell
much
that to
fun.
the Durhams. They
Yeah.
are not interested.
My old boss was on it, and they had such a good time
That's
with their
so
family.
fun. Okay, what would you
Yeah,
do?
what's yours? Yeah.
I don't know.
No marketing, no accounting.
Sports medicine for a
Okay.
sports team.
Really?
I'm into that. I feel like that would distort my view of men forever. I feel like you just see them cheat and have bad knees.
I worked for the Jays. I saw them all cheat.
Shamo.
Not them all. Come on.
Not them all.
Joanna.
Sorry,
Come
that
on,
was-
Yeah. And what if we got a wag listening to this or something?
Not all athletes are bad.
Not all athletes.
That's true. I want to kind of go back to your early days of content. How'd you really? Because we are nearing that part. How'd you get your first big start? Like, how'd you know like this is like a real job? I'm gonna actually do this.
Honestly, I didn't think it was a job up until the last 2 of the 5 years I was making content. So obviously had worked as a recruiter in a variety of roles up until the point I posted my first episode. And the first thing I'd ever posted was the Straight Shooter Recruiter. And it was very much in response to just candidates failing interviews. It was like, threw it up there, sent it to candidates in advance. It went super viral. And I remember, I'm so woo-woo. Like, one thing about me, I'm a spiritual girl. And I was like, I'm going to ask the universe if, what did I say? Oh, I asked the universe. I was like, okay, I'm going to post a video on TikTok and a video on Instagram. If they don't hit over 10 million, I'm just never going to post again.
Holy fuck! What big numbers to shoot for? Holy
And they
fuck!
both hit 11. Yeah.
What
And
the
I was,
fuck?
no, I'm nuts.
Man, people are like, if I don't get 10K, I'm quitting. You're
No.
going 10 million.
No, like, so we just went for it and they both did so well. And I was like, okay, I'll just keep posting. So it was very casual, wasn't super strategic. And then I think after a couple of weeks, I'd gone from 0 to maybe 50,000 followers on both platforms. And that's when I started getting like very data heavy tracking what I would wear, what kind of makeup I did, how that impacted my views, my hooks, all of that. And in a matter of a year, I went from that 0 to like 150,000 on both platforms. I think I realized it was going to be my career probably 2 years ago. Like, it always in my head was going to be a hobby, but it wasn't until I started getting approached for book deals that I was like, oh no,
I think I got
I can
something
do
here.
this. Yeah, I was like, I think this is bigger than social media. And that was really the catalyst for getting like more regular TV, radio segments. And it literally was all in the span of 48 hours where I had done my first segment with Good Morning America and closed my book deal in like a 2-day period. And I was like, I need to quit my fucking job.
No, I'm just like trying to
And I
think right
did.
now. Like, I think the last time you were on this podcast, I gotta go re-listen to it.
I was
think,
still working.
I think you were still working.
Yeah.
I was, yeah.
Or like on the verge of stopping. Like, you were still working.
I only quit into it April 2024.
Oh, so yeah.
It wasn't that long
Definitely.
ago.
You're definitely
Yeah.
still working.
It was hard. Like, honestly, it was such a hard decision because if I hated that job, I would have left a long time ago. But I loved that job. I loved my team. Like, my best friends in the world still work on that team. My boss was the best boss I've ever had. Like, it was just, they literally sponsored the relaunch of my podcast. Like, those are my people. But at the end of the day, like, something had to give and it wasn't going to be me. So yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Do you celebrate your wins still?
Oh yeah, I'm nuts. Like, I buy myself cakes. Like, I get tattoos. Like, I love me so much.
Wait.
Yeah.
I love you just casually said that. Okay, what tattoo are we celebrating with?
After Good Morning America, I got a little tattoo on my shoulder. After I signed my big brand deal with Hey You, I got a Vanderpump Rules inspired little number on my shoulder.
Shut
I love
It's
that.
fine.
I'm gonna start doing that.
I
Oh,
always
mind you,
do
I got a
little
tattoo
one.
for my book. Yeah. I
Yeah.
got a
Oh,
tattoo.
which one did you get for
I
your
got
book?
it's the Suicide King. Oh, whoops, right there.
Holy shit, good
Yeah,
for you.
I just thought that was cute.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so I did that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start getting tattoos for
I
my-
think it's so fun.
for
How
my
about you?
win.
Do you find you still celebrate? Also, congrats on your book.
Yeah, thank you. That was a year ago now. I don't.
That's
even
crazy. That feels
it's
like
so
it just
weird.
came out.
I feels like it's been a decade ago.
Yeah.
It's just I'm in such a different stage of my life, but I appreciate that. But yes, I do still celebrate my wins.
As you should.
And I'm nearing another one, and I'm gonna celebrate. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm definitely gonna celebrate. My problem is now, and I'm fucking just talked about it last night, is I don't know like what other wins I'm chasing now. You know,
That's
like there's
hard. Yeah.
when you're, and I feel like again you're similar to me, where you're constantly doing the most and you're doing all these other things and you're getting so many wins.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, which ones do you decide to celebrate? Like, what's too small to celebrate? Like, you know, I'm gonna hit 400,000 on Instagram, and like I almost don't even care about it because I'm gonna hit 500 on TikTok soon. Where
Okay.
it's like 500 just looks cooler.
Okay. So
Whereas
I
like people are
hear
still
you.
celebrating, like, you know, I saw Nat Doomkiss.
Yeah. Yeah.
She just celebrated 90. You know, so I was happier for her hitting 90
Yeah.
than I'm gonna be when I hit 400.
It's
You know what I mean?
hard to make that space for yourself. How I think of it is, this is horrible, and this is where I'm going to sound like a bitch. For every baby shower and child's birthday and engagement party I'm invited to, I get to have at minimum 2 things a year that are about me and work related.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, it's
And so-
actually like really.
That's not a bitch
I
at
don't
all.
care.
No.
Yeah. Like that's not that I care about all these things
Not a bitch
happening
at
for
all,
my
yeah.
friends, but like the same way that we make space to celebrate romantic wins, I think it's so important to make space to celebrate those other things. So for me personally, I used to feel like I had 5 or 6 really big goals a year, and now I'm just picking one big boy. And like that's my big boy, and I'm focusing on that for the next like year and a half. So I
I know
found
it's
that to
so
be
funny you
helpful.
said that. Like, how would someone treat you going to their engagement party versus them making the time out of their day to come to your book launch?
I know.
People don't equate that to the same amount, but it is. That is your baby at that time and
Amen.
your moment. And I think a lot of people forget and lose track of that. You almost feel like, oh, I have to go to this baby shower. I have to go to this engagement party. And I know you don't feel that, but majority of people do.
I do, yeah.
And you want to celebrate your friends' wins. And I think that
100%.
just shows like the kind of people we are as well, but they forget to kind of do the reverse. And I think that's very important to be mindful of.
I'm lucky in that. So I had like my podcast relaunch party last week. And when I tell you every single one of my friends hauled their ass after work in the rain, and we're all there with flowers celebrating. Like I'm so
love that.
lucky.
That's like
that-
really nice.
Yeah, I have the most incredible friends in the world, but I think it can get very difficult because at what point is it like, well, it's no big deal. Like what's an extra 100,000? Like what's the second book if I've already done the first?
So again, my book launch similar. I had all my friends with it, even the ones that like I did not think were coming at all. They came and they sat. The ones that have like zero interest in this, they came, they showed love. But like I ran a marathon, you know, and like,
oh my God, that's crazy.
well, it's not because I've been running, like now I've been running a lot.
Do you notice how you downplayed that? But
Yeah,
anyway,
well, I'm just saying in the opposite of this, like I've only written one book. It was my first time ever doing something like that. It's like I've run 3 marathons now. This was just a normal marathon. Like I didn't tell people to come because I didn't care. But then I'm like,
I would have come if I was in Boston because that's a very big accomplishment.
see, but to me,
And I was
it's
cheering you
not
on the
because
whole
I've
time.
done so many, right? Like even my mom, she's like, "Do you want me to come?" I was like, "No, it's good. Like you're not gonna drive down in town in
but
traffic."
don't you think
to
you
come.
rob people of the opportunity to care for
celebrate.
you?
For certain times?
Yeah.
Certain times I do because again, like I've run so many marathons. But when I do something for the first time, I'm like, yeah, it'd be cool if people came. And I'm one where I don't invite people anymore. I'll post it.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same.
If I will post it because when people don't show up to mine, I don't get mad. But then vice versa, when I don't show up to people's things, don't get mad at me. It goes both
Yeah.
ways. The people that I constantly see and that I'm reminded of the love that I get from them are the same people that I return the love for. So it's not treat others how you want to be treated. It's like, no, treat others how they treat you.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm very big on, I protect my energy at all costs. And the people who give me energy and give me love, I will give it back.
Okay, but what if you kind of go into that cycle of like they don't feel the same from you and they're thinking the same thing, and then you
Sucks to
guys kind of
suck.
have like that back and
So
forth?
I think
Sucks to
I'm a
suck.
big believer in I like to give people the opportunity to show up for me. However, I do think at a certain point, I actually saw a TikTok about this where it's like everyone loves a content creator until it's your friend. And it is kind of true. Like I have some friends where it's every single post they're commenting still, and it's been 6 years. But I have some where it's like radio silence until they're like, I had like one friend, and friend is so being used in air quotes, where like radio silence for years. When I can't remember, I think it was Good Morning America I was on, and she was posting like I had birthed her child for her. And I was like, Mama, what the hell are you doing? Get out of my mentions.
No, but what
You're
about-
not even my friend.
What about the people who talk shit and then you get a couple 100,000 followers and they're like, yo, my cousin's launching a bakery. Like, do you mind sharing? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
bitch,
was
here are my
thinking of
rates.
posting online.
Here are my rates.
Yeah.
If you
No,
want
I
me to
know.
share, here you go.
It's the like, hey, I was thinking of posting. Like, I was thinking of becoming an influencer. And listen, I'm all for it. There's more than enough space for everyone. But not you, bitch.
Here are my rates. Here are my
Not
rates.
you.
Before we wrap up, I want to ask, you said you got some goals. You do one big goal.
No,
What was-
I want to talk about Bravo for a second.
Okay, let's go to Bravo
Love.
then.
Well, we have to say,
Well,
hey,
yeah, we
you.
can
They're-
extend.
They're
We
my
got
loving
time.
sponsor.
Hey, you, why were you there? How did you get that opportunity? How was it?
Hey, you
Crazy.
sponsors you, right?
Heyu is a proud sponsor of the channel. I love them so much. So for those who don't know, Heyu is the home of reality TV. They are basically like the international arm of Bravo. So they get all of your like reality TV fixins, whether that's Housewives, Vanderpump Rules, the whole shebang. So I had started posting, and listen, like I've watched reality TV, I swear to God, since I was 13 years old. I love reality TV. I think it's
Same.
fascinating to watch how people operate in high stress situations. And also, sorry, Jax Taylor could still get it. Sue me.
Who's Jax Taylor?
Smash. The horrible, horrific guy. You mean to tell me
I never thought so.
that's crazy? Are you sure?
1,000%.
You know who he is? No, okay.
He's the guy from Vanderpump Rules. Did you ever watch Vanderpump?
No.
I actually feel like you would like it.
No, we
No,
had a
you wouldn't do
whole-
it?
No, I'm not. I'm
You
not
won't
a
even
reality.
try. I think it's
What
like
the
out of
hell?
spite now.
It's not. It's not that. It's just I have very little time for TV. The time I do have for TV, it's sports usually, and then aside from sports, like I'll pick like The Sopranos, got like
This is like
Game
my
of Thrones.
Sopranos.
Yeah, that's why I teach their own. Right?
I'm
Like,
with you.
She's
Okay, I
she's
get
like
that.
you, just loves it.
It's so good.
It's so entertaining. I love it on the
So
background while I'm
entertaining.
doing anything, cooking dinner.
Ugh.
Reality TV is on.
This season of Real Housewives of Miami. Did
Love.
you watch? A Haitian mortician with a coffee maker? Girl. Girl.
There's just certain things that you'll never
How do you explain that?
forget about.
How do you explain
by
Mary
watching
M.
reality?
Cosby being married to her grandfather, running a church that's for profit, and her tagline is, "Come for me, and I'll send Jesus after you."
I love that.
You want to talk about
That's
a
like
television
real.
program? That's a real woman.
I love that.
It was the best
Get it,
weekend
girl.
of my life.
Get the
In essence, I could pass away this evening and feel like I've
Okay, give us
accomplished.
2 takeaways from your weekend at BravoCon.
Everyone is as true. I'm very lucky in that we were really close to the talent making content with them. Every person you see on reality TV, that is their true authentic self. The wacky, kooky, question marked characters are really who they are at their core. There is no sense of putting things on. I feel like I saw fights that will be airing shortly. Like, it was nuts. The second is Andy Cohen, smash.
Smash.
Does that help?
1,000%
Smash.
smash. I love him.
Oh my God. He is hysterical, funny. And also, if I had to vote for a housewife of the year, it's Mary M. Cosby or it's Stacey.
Really?
Yeah, I'm obsessed with them. And that was my takeaway. It was truly
Like Stacey from Potomac.
Stacey from Potomac. Have you seen her QVC videos?
Yes.
It's long dangly. Okay, length. Okay, long dangly earring.
Oh my God, okay, that's a hot take. No,
I'm
I
obsessed
love
with
her. Like,
her.
I don't hate her as much as people do, but like that is a hot take.
No, nuts. That and Joe Giudice is way shorter in person.
I love him.
Do
He's
you?
smash.
Girl.
Frank Catania,
You would
smash.
Oh, Frank Catania upside down wherever he's available. I don't.
Smash.
Yeah, him of course, but Joe Giudice,
No, love.
that little man. No, thank
I'm
you.
going to the Bahamas in February. Joe, if you're around.
No, but that's sorry. I'm getting my Joes confused. I was thinking Juicy Joe, Joe Gorga.
Ew, I hate him.
Joe. Sorry, Joe Gorga. He's too little. You would smash Juicy Joe.
100%.
You would smash Joe Giudice.
I love him.
What
I
the
love Teresa.
He's horrific.
I love. You're deported from the U.S.
My deported king. You know what? I have to say that man is not in my top 3. It's
Well, definitely not
obviously-
top 3.
Who's your
but-
top 3?
Of Bravo men?
Bravo men. Like, unfortunately,
Okay, there's a difference between like the top Bravo husbands and like Bravo men.
I would just say Bravo men. Purely on looks.
Yo, this is your time to shine.
This is your moment.
Someone's asking you about reality TV.
Tom
Come on.
Schwartz.
He's
Love.
actually very charming in person.
love.
Yeah, he's very sweet.
Frank Catania.
Frank Catania is a big fat smash. We'll show you pictures after.
You'll die.
Gio, you got to superimpose them here.
Do you know how many times I've slid into Frank Catania's DMs if we're all being honest with ourselves right now before he was engaged and before he
Really?
started dating that woman? Do you know how hard
The son's gorgeous.
Don't
too.
even get me started on Frankie Jr. Very few men I would bark like a dog for. Woof, woof, woof.
I can't even think right now. I can't even think of someone.
Danielle, give your
You
third.
can't think
Come
of a
on.
third?
Well, look, there's just so like women bait.
There's so many men.
Craig.
Smash. I get it.
Smash.
Smash.
Okay, who are yours?
Okay, I'm Maurizio.
I forgot about him. 100% top like 5
Yeah.
for sure.
That's a big dog. I like that man. Frank Catania, obviously, no questions asked. Wherever he's available, any province he's in. Happy Eddie.
No, not for me.
My recently incarcerated Eddie, you better believe.
Like literally don't know what's happening.
Love that man. They're both going to jail.
No, I don't love him.
Oh, an honorable mention.
Ken.
I was just going to say honorable mention Ken.
I saw him in LA a few times.
He's not. I think his days are numbered.
yeah,
He's an elderly
but
man.
we love Ken.
Got to milk him
Anyways,
for what
this
he's
is a
worth.
great way to end this podcast. I'm so excited and happy right now. Like my dream is to talk like reality TV
Me
because like
too.
I watch Bravo like through and through. I'm not like one of those stupid scary fans. I just like enjoy.
I'm a
watching
stupid scary
it.
fan.
But I think it's like pure Shep Rose love. But he's in the hot seat
I
right now.
I have so much I want to talk to you about Shep Rose, but the cameras do have to be on.
We can talk about this after.
Do you know Ariana and Renee?
Yes. Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, they're coming on.
Next week.
I booked them because
My
they were Shine as
girls!
well. So I literally saw them at the Shine anniversary party. I'm like, look, I I could care less. I couldn't care less to talk about reality TV, but I know Danny loves it. So I'm like, ladies, you got to come on and we can just talk
They're a delight.
reality TV for an hour.
Those are my girls. Also, they both make such great content independently outside of reality. Also, like the sweetest people you ever
Mom
meet.
talk, yeah.
Yeah, those are my girls.
I'm
I love
excited
them.
for that.
They're amazing.
Before we wrap up, you said you had goal for this year and goal for next year. Did you decide next year's and what was this year's?
This year's was my book.
Yep.
So I feel really good that that's wrapping up. Next year, I have a 2-prong goal. One is professional, one is personal. Professionally, I really want to like build out the education arm of my business. That is next up. And next, girl, I need to secure a man, mama. It's like not
fuck.
funny anymore.
Do you know what we should do? You know how Travis Kelce shot a shot with Taylor Swift? Is there any men you want to shoot your shot with publicly?
And that's the problem. No.
No? Okay, that's fair.
No, I believe he's in the dust. Because you know what? I believe he's offline. Limited
fair.
access to the internet.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I
so
said
not yet.
I think in the new year I'm gonna start shooting my shot on this podcast. I'm just gonna pick a different woman every
my God,
episode.
you should do like bonus episodes, like mini-sodes where you like speed date people.
Well, you know what I was actually thinking about doing on social media? I'm just gonna start like publicly sharing like my crush of the week and just publicly put it out there.
Why don't you do like
What's the worst that
bachelor style
happens?
events and have people host it?
Sorry, I was just watching an episode of Love Island Australia, and I think that's the one Love Island franchise.
I'm not into that one. I haven't watched it.
Ricky would fall in love more than
Really?
once.
Why don't we host you like a date? Why don't we get Bumble to sponsor you a live dating event? They sponsor it. You have a
Because
host and you make
Ricky
content.
will hate that.
He won't do it? Why not?
Can't take on any new projects right now. No, I'm kidding. I would. It's just again if
I don't think the person you'd want to be with would be at one of those events.
Are the people who we could also you could tell me to shut the fuck up now because I realized you said that's it.
No, we're good. We're good.
What's your like? What are you looking for?
I actually said this, and I think the way I said this the other day, I think I phrased it fucking perfectly. You know, when you're in a room and somebody walks in and like everybody's energy is just attracted to that one person, and then you finally muster up the courage to go talk to that one person, and they're the nicest, sweetest, most confident, loving person, and they're also just physically beautiful as well.
Yeah.
And then you're like, hey, I gotta wait for the shoe to drop because you can't be this fucking perfect. And then you boldly ask, hey, like, what's your, you can't be this perfect. What's the matter? And they tell you something that's so insignificant in the big picture, but to them it's like they're everything, and they're so self-conscious about that. And then you're like, yeah, I can work with that. That's my person.
You've just described a perfect person.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they online?
Well, it's so tough because I don't like. My problem is I also am into physical beauty. Like all my exes are like objectively beautiful, not even subjectively. So I'm into like beautiful people. So then you look for these beautiful people. Some of them are way out of my league, so I can't even get to know them to see if they've got all the emotional qualities that I would want. So it's obviously very tough, but that's fine. I'm very happy single, so I don't mind.
When you're ready, let me recruit. I feel like that'll be my 2027.
I've got 2 people that I would probably have recruit for me, but I'm gonna make you third on my list.
You haven't even made it to number
Pull
one.
the fucking mics.
That's it. Well, I've already given my future self
Commission.
Yeah.
I can already feel like Aisha's one of them.
Aisha's one of them, and then Miles would be my second.
Who's these
Really?
people?
So
Aisha was
a
on the
friend of
podcast.
mine.
Okay.
She's
Yeah.
from Toronto, but she lives in LA.
Yeah, and she's just like in the marketing scene. She's like one of those like fun marketing girlies. I
I
feel
could
like
see you with like a fun, like not in the scene, but like
I can see myself with a fun
Adjacent,
like
scene
marketing
adjacent,
girly,
yeah.
right? And then my other friend Miles is just like a really handsome dude from London, England. that I
Very
feel like,
objectively, you guys have like very similar types.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and he's just like, I would just assume that someone he's been with could probably be perfect for me, just wasn't perfect for him. Just like I would think some
like
of my
a referral
exes.
program,
Yeah, I think some of my exes would be perfect for him
which
too.
I don't think is weird. I think that's like
No,
very mature.
I have no problem. Like if one of my buddies, if it didn't work out and they hooked up, I don't care about that stuff, right? Anyways, before we wrap up, we gave you the 2 goals.
Took
So
it a
what?
big turn.
Yeah, what's next? Like what's in the immediate future for you?
Immediate future is hopefully a very quiet next couple months until Christmas, and then a very busy Q1 launching the book, and a couple of other very exciting projects I can't talk about yet.
Love that.
But we'll keep you posted.
But stay tuned, and I guess we'll see it. And if you made it to the end of this, guys, we appreciate you. Give Emily a follow. What's your @ if people want to find out more about you and what you're doing?
For sure, and especially if you are Frank Catania and your relationship is rocky, my handle is @emily.therecruiter, and you can listen to my podcast Clock In wherever you get your shows.
Love that. Gio, make sure we get a good clip of her with Frank Catania. Just like superimposing.
No, guys, you literally can't. He's literally engaged.
Oh, is he? Oh, fuck. That ruined that. Stage.
Oh,
I would never disrespect his relationship.
But we appreciate you.
You have to cut
We
that.
appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Give Danielle a follow. Give Emily a follow. Give myself a follow. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.